Hello friends, welcome to Mahipal Reddy's GK House. Myself Prithudha Reddy. Today I am going to discuss wide-ranging topics. Okay, let us start our discussion with the MCQs. Consider the following statements regarding the Yuva scheme. Okay, so there are three statements given. It is launched by the Ministry of Education. It is to encourage young writers, and the implementing agency is a National Book Trust. Choose the right answer from the code given below. Okay, there are three statements given. Okay, so in fact, this is a scheme to encourage the young writers, and it is also implemented by the National Book Trust. Okay, and it is launched by the Ministry of Education. So all the statements given are correct. So answer is D. Let us learn about this particular scheme. Yuva scheme is nothing but young, upcoming, and versatile authors. So this is a scheme which is launched by the Ministry of Education. Okay, so Prime Minister also talked about this particular initiative in his Man Ki Baat talk. So what is the purpose of this particular scheme? This is a scheme which will encourage the writers to write about the national movement and freedom fighters. So there are many unknown things about the freedom fighting movement or Indian national movement. So the young writers are going to be given some mentorship by the government of India to write some unknowing facts regarding the national freedom movement. So why we are talking about this? Because this year will mark the 75 years of the Indian independence. So for this reason, the young writers are going to be encouraged. And this is a part of India at 75 project, as I told you, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So in this way, they are going to encourage the writers to write about unsung heroes, freedom fighters, unknown and forgotten places, and their role in the national movement. In this way, many things will be encouraged to be written by the young authors. And coming to the highlights of this particular Yuva scheme, a total of 75 authors will be selected through the All India contest. And the winners will be announced on August 15 of 2021. So those will be trained by eminent authors and mentors, because young writers may not know many things about the writing. So for that reason, the seniors will be given the in chargeship to give the mentorship to these particular writers. And the published books will be launched on 12th January 2022 on the occasion of the National Youth Day. So 12th January is celebrated as National Youth Day. So this is also a factor which may attract the attention of the examiner. Okay, and a consolidated scholarship of 50,000 per month for a period of 6 months will be given for every author as a part of the mentorship scheme. So this is what about the Yuva scheme. Okay, then coming to the second question, consider the following statements regarding the village rice. Okay, so previously we were talking about Assam's red rice. Okay, so now in the same way we are talking about the village rice. Okay, so three statements given. This rice is rich in the fiber and protein. It is a basmati rice, and it is cultivated in the Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu. So these three statements are given. In fact, it is not a basmati rice, rather it is a non-basmati rice. Why we are discussing about this particular rice variety? Because in the recent times, the non-basmati variety of rice is being exported at the fastest pace. It means almost all 130% exports are increased for this particular non-basmati rice. Among this very, very important rice is village rice. Okay, so as I told you, in the Assam, in the Brahmaputra Valley, so red rice is being cultivated, and this is being exported to United States of America. Similarly, this village rice is also having a larger export potential to the African countries and Asian countries. Okay, out of these three statements, as I told you, only 1 and 3 are correct. This is the incorrect statement, where the village rice is the non-basmati rice. Okay, and coming to the facts about the village rice, it is rich in the proteins and fibers, and it is a patented rice. Very, very important. Okay, it is a patented rice, and it is widely grown in the Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu, especially in the place called Kumbakonam. And this particular Tanjavur district is called rice bowl of Tamil Nadu. What is that? Rice bowl of Tamil Nadu. And it is being exported to Ghana as well as Yemen. And the exporting agency is Udaya Agro Farms. Because examiner may ask you any question regarding this particular village rice. Even the agency may also be asked. Okay. And APEDA is assisting this particular village rice. So APEDA is an agency under the Ministry of Commerce. Okay. Let us learn about this. APEDA is nothing but the Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. Previously, it was asked in the UPSC examination also. So it was established by the Government of India under the Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority Act of 1985. It is a statutory agency. Okay. So APEDA works under the Ministry of Commerce and Industries and promotes the agricultural and processed food exports to various countries. Okay. So this is what the information about the APEDA. Okay, Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. So it is a statutory body. Okay, this much you have to remember. And coming to the next important current affair, the blue dye extracted from Indigo ferratinoria. Okay, Indigo ferratinoctoria helps from radiation. So it is a dye which is extracted from this particular plant. So it is a natural dye which may protect the eyes of the people from the laser radiation. Of course, there are artificial dyes, but this is a natural dye which is extracted from this particular plant. Who have discovered this particular dye? Okay, Raman Research Institute, which is from Bangalore. Okay, so this indigo dye extracted from this plant helps the eyes from the radiation of the harmful laser. This much you have to remember. Coming to the next question, Saki one-stop centers in Indian overseas are initiative of which of the following ministry? So Saki, it is a one-stop center which is launched for the victimized women, okay, at the workplace, okay, especially in the overseas. It means in the other countries. So which ministry had launched this particular scheme? Okay, so there are 4 options given: Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Education, Ministry of External Affairs, and Women and Child Development. So anytime if we see this particular scheme in the which is to be implemented overseas, we may get a doubt. Yes, this is to be implemented by the Ministry of External Affairs only, but in fact it is not true. It is being implemented by the Women and Child Development Ministry. Okay, so let us learn about this particular Saki one-stop centers. It is a scheme of Ministry of Women and Child Development, and this is a scheme which is implemented in various countries, especially in the 9 countries. Okay, especially in order to give a support to the women who are suffering at the workplace, because at the workplace women may be facing many problems like work related pressures or harassment, sexual harassment, like that. They may face any problem. So in order to give a support to the women, this particular scheme is being launched. Okay, then it is launched in 9 countries, as I told you: Australia, Canada, Singapore, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. Okay, in these countries, this particular Saki one-stop centers are going to be launched. Coming to the next question, consider the following statements about the 4th BRICS working group meeting of 2021. So there are 2 statements given, because 4th BRICS meeting is actually hosted by China. And what are the points about this particular meeting? You have to remember. Okay, so 2 statements are given. One is it discussed about the emerging issues in the field of biotechnology. India chaired this meeting. So there are 2 statements given. Okay, in fact, it is not chaired by India. So rather, just a second. Yes, rather it was chaired by China itself. It was hosted by China itself. So 2 statements given. Out of these two statements, only first statement is correct. So answer is A. Okay. So coming to the 4th BRICS meeting, it is hosted by China, and it took place in the month of May between 25th to 26th. What is the area of discussion? Emerging issues in the field of biotechnology. And the Indian side was represented by Sanjeev Kumar Varshne. Sanjeev Kumar Varshne represented India in this particular meeting. And next important question is, Young Warrior campaign is about. There are 4 options given again: fight against cancer, fight against fake news, awareness campaign on smoking, and none of the above. So what is the right answer? Okay, so actually Young Warrior campaign is not launched against cancer. It is not launched against fake news. It is not launched against the awareness campaign. So answer is D. Okay, so let us discuss what it is. Young Warrior campaign is a campaign to train 5 million youth to fight against COVID-19. Okay, it is a program of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and also UNICEF, that is United Nations Children's Fund, and Central Board of Secondary Education. These are the 3 agencies which are implementing this particular campaign. So what is this particular campaign is about? It is to collectively engage 5 million young people to combat ongoing COVID-19 crisis. So it means you're training the youth to fight the COVID-19. Okay, hence the answer is B. Okay, then who can participate? Any student and teacher between the age group of 10 to 30 years can join this particular movement, and it is to provide the access to verified health and essential services, and these tasks are hosted on 10 languages. Okay, so this is what the scheme. And next important thing is, India's first citywide environmental surveillance platform for COVID-19 is launched in which of the following city? In which of the following cities? 4 cities are given. Actually, it is India's first environmental surveillance, because in order to detect the COVID, you may not directly engage with the patients. Rather, you can also, test the sewage water that flows from the households, and you can also check for the samples. So in that way, you can try to assess what is the COVID intensity in the various clusters of the city. Okay, in this way, you can also sense the next wave of the COVID also. Okay, so which is launched in which of the following cities? So it was launched in the city of Bengaluru. It is the first ever city in the Asia itself. So let us learn about this. So it is nothing but precision health platform, which is launched by the government of Karnataka in the city Bangalore. And as I told you, it is a citywide sewage surveillance system, and which helps the officials to track the COVID at the early stage. It is first of its kind in Asia, and they are going to test both sewage water as well as non-sewage water for the COVID virus. And what are the partner agencies? So that is a United States Agency for International Development and COVID Action Collaboration. So these are the 2 agencies which are helping the Karnataka government to make this particular initiative successful. And coming to very much important technology, it is really game-changing technology on part of the DRDO, especially DRDO's Defense Metallurgical Research Laboratory, that is DMRL, had invented this particular technology. What is the use of this particular technology? That is isothermal forging technology. In the aerospace industry, the engine components, there will be very critical components to be manufactured. India traditionally and conventionally depends on the other countries for these components. For the first time, Indian company had started finding out how to manufacture these critical components of the aerospace engines, that is aircraft engines. So this will help self-reliance in the developing critical components of the aero engines, especially the Ador engine of the Jaguar attack aircraft and Kaveri engine. These are the 2 particular engines which are very, very important for India. So their components are going to be manufactured in India itself by the public sector undertaking. Using the DMRL's 2000 megaton isothermal forge press, high pressure compressors can be built in the engine. Very, very important components are compressors. So these compressors are going to be built by this particular Defense Metallurgical Research Laboratory. And next important question is, NASA's Viper rover to search resources on. There are 4 planets given. Of course, Moon is a satellite. So Mars, Earth, Mercury, and Moon. Actually, NASA is going to launch this particular Viper rover to search resources on the Moon. Okay, so these are the uh, important missions on part of the NASA. Coming to the NASA's Viper rover, it announced its plan to send first mobile robot, that is a Viper, to the moon in the year 2023. What is the meaning? What is the expansion of Viper? Volatiles Investigating Polar Exploration Rover. What is that? Volatiles Investigating Polar Exploration Rover. What is the function? What is the purpose? That is, it maps the water and ice distribution on the south pole of the moon. Okay, on the south pole of the moon, how the water is distributed, how the ice is there, and how the resources are there. So this is what the purpose of this particular mission. So this will be carried through commercial lunar payload services. So how to launch this particular rover is, it is done through commercial lunar payload services, which is going to be launched by the NASA itself. Okay, NASA is the American Space Agency. And next important thing is, MOVFARM is related to which of the following field? There are 4 fields given. One is defense, pisciculture, that is a fish culture, poultry and cattle trading. So these are the 4 options given. So what is the right option here is cattle trading. How it is so? Let us discuss. So MOVFARM co-founders are listed in the Forbes magazine. So that is 30 under the 30 Asia list. It is a list which will be figuring out very, very eminent personalities. Okay. So there are 3 important persons behind this particular MOVFARM platform. One is Jitesh Arora, Abhijit Mittal, and Ashna Singh. So these are the persons who got listed in this particular esteem list. So what is this particular MOVFARM talks about? Okay. So MOVFARM is a platform to sell and purchase the cattle without any hassle. Basically, it is an app whereby the cattle can be traded without any difficulty. Okay. Coming to the Forbes magazine, it is an American business magazine owned by Integrated Whale Media Investments. The editor-in-chief is Steve Forbes, and it is headquartered in Jersey City of New Jersey of United States of America. Okay. Coming to the another person, Shubham Sharma. He is the founder of Nyaykarta. Okay. So he also got into Forbes 30 under 30 Asia under social impact list. Okay. So what is this particular Nyaykarta app? It is a social technology and legal services startup, which is India's first public grievance redressal platform. So it means it is an informal platform. It is a platform related to the legal services. So whereby the people problems will be resolved by this particular startup. Okay. So it is a legal startup. You must remember this. Okay. It is a private agency. So question may come from these areas. Next important current affair is Suresh Mukund. He became first Indian to win annual World Choreography Award of 2020. He won 10th annual World Choreography Award. And the World Choreography Award is an annual live show that celebrates creativity and innovation, and especially takes place in the Los Angeles of the California city. Okay, this much you have to remember. The name of the person is very, very important. His name is Suresh Mukund. That is, he is the person who was awarded with World Choreography Award of 2020. And next important aspect, third version of Sanjeevani app and ACCR portal has been launched. Who launched this particular Sanjeevani app and ACCR portal? Kiren Rijiju. He is the Ministry of State having the independent charge of this particular Ayush. And what is this ACCR portal is about? It is Ayush clinical case repository, because how Ayush helped out the COVID recovery. So that is going to be documented by this particular platform. And what is this Sanjeevani app? So first one is, it will help collecting information on how Ayush practitioners responded to COVID pandemic, because how Ayush doctors have responded, that is about the Ayush clinical case repository. And coming to the Sanjeevani app, so it will study the effectiveness and documenting selective Ayush interventions, how far these Ayush interventions are effective. Okay, that will be studied by this particular Sanjeevani app. And coming to another award, Energy Frontier Award. Who won this particular award? CNR Rao. basically he was awarded with Bharat Ratna previously, and this particular Energy Frontier Award is also called Energy Frontier Award 2020, which is also known as International ENI Award of 2020. Okay, International ENI Award of 2020. It is the 13th edition award. So basically, this particular award is equated with the Nobel Prize, because whoever works in the field of energy, so for their contributions and achievement, this particular award is given, and it can be equated to the Nobel Prize. So this particular ENI award is actually founded by Claudio Descalzi. Of course, he is the head of this particular ENI, and the head office is located in Rome city of Italy. And the tenure of RAW and IB chiefs have been extended by 1 year. Who is the RAW chief? Samant Kumar Goyal, who belongs to Punjab cadre, and he is the 23rd secretary of this particular research and analysis wing. Basically, research and analysis wing is the external intelligence wing of the India. And IB chief Arvind Kumar, who hails from Assam Meghalaya cadre, and he is the 27th director. Okay, so it is the internal intelligence wing. So their extensions are declared by the appointments committee, which is headed by the prime minister. Okay. And coming to important day, World Hunger Day, which is celebrated on, actually, which is observed on 28th May. It was developed as a part of Hunger Project. What is the theme of this particular day? Access ends hunger. Access ends the hunger. Access to what? Access to the food grains. Okay. Presently, 815 million people are suffering from the hunger all over the world. And observing this particular day had been started in the year 2011 by the Hunger Project, which is founded in the year 1977. Okay. And next, very much important thing, International Everest Day, which is celebrated on May 29th. Okay. So this is being celebrated today. And this day is observed in the memory of first summit of Mount Everest by New Zealand's Sir Edmund Hillary. It is for the first time a person who got scaled onto the Mount Everest. So in his remembrance, this particular day is being observed. Okay, it was done in the 29th May of the 1953. Okay, so thank you, friends. Thank you so much for your patient listening. And tomorrow I will be meeting you with very, very dynamic and important current affairs. Thank you so much.